Hello, welcome to another Search with Sean. And today's something new. I'm going to try it out. So it's basically, we cover the latest SEO and AI news, and we do really good shows, and they're quite thorough around what's going on. Usually joined by a co-host, but now I'm going to try some in between those shows to some shorter videos covering the latest news because there's so much going on. And they can be quite lengthy episodes, could be going into detail, which is awesome. But now I'm going to try and do some quick fire news episodes, so hopefully you like it. Obviously, if it does well, I'll carry on doing them. And I think you'll find it quite interesting. And before we go on to that, just a few reminders. Obviously, apart from the news that we do, we also do chats with industry experts, and the last few have been really great. So just last week, I had Amanda Walls on, as you can see, director of a big marketing agency, and we talked about loads of things, but especially around digital PR. I thought was really, really interesting. So if that is interesting to you, then obviously watch that, I suggest. And the one before that was with co-founder and director of digital marketing agency Click Intelligence. And again, a really good chat, and mainly focused around agency life, how the challenges they're facing at the moment as an agency, and how they're dealing with it and that kind of thing. So, obviously there's on that playlist, which all the links will be in the description. Suggest you check them out because they're actually really great. Some really great chats. They're really good people, and got loads coming. Really, really exciting stuff coming up. So please subscribe if that kind of thing. If you're interested in that kind of thing with industry experts in the digital marketing space, they're also on Spotify. So if you want to check those out on the go, then they're also there with the video. So definitely check it out. So let's get going because I want these to be quite short videos. I know I could talk a lot, but I want these to be short. And as I say, all the links as usual will be in the description. So if I talk too fast or I don't cover it or I mispronounce things, which happen a lot, I'm fully aware and I'm trying to practice things. And I'm sure I'll do in this video, but all the links will be in the description so you can check them out in your own time. But these are the top stories at the moment around the SEO, AI, digital marketing space that I found quite interesting. And just hopefully you enjoy it and leave your comments on what you think of the stories. What one was your favorite? What one? Any thoughts you have on the stories? That'd be great. And obviously, any likes and shares will also be really, really appreciated. So let's get going on the first story. And if you work in the SEO space, you've probably seen this one. And as I say, there will be some reading from me, but as you can see, there's information on the slides and all the links will be in the description. So first story of the day was Semrush buying search engine land, which obviously is one of the biggest SEO-based websites there is around. So generally, it goes, Semrush has purchased Third Door Media, the parent company of search engine land, SMX, Martech.org, and Digital Marketing Depot. This acquisition aims to enhance Semrush's resources, offering expanded news, insights, and educational content for digital marketers. So obviously, I'm not going to get too much in these stories, but it's really interesting. It'd be it'd be an interesting one to see what kind of content it continues to publish on that channel. And let's see where that goes, but really interesting story. So story 2, this is quite a bizarre one, but as you know, we like to throw in these bizarre stories on this channel. And it's Russia, the whole country, it seems. Russia fines Google more money than there is in the entire world. Interesting. So a Russian court has fined Google an unprecedented amount of 2 undecillion. I don't know if I pronounced it right because I've never even seen that word in my life before I read this story. Rubles. So 2 followed by 36 zeros for restricting Russian state media on YouTube, equating to an unpayable $2 octillion. more than Google's net worth and the global GDP combined. Yeah, really interesting, and I'm not sure that's going to happen. Well, it can't generally, so it can't. So, but it'd be interesting to get any money from Google. I mean, they've got enough problems, Google. I'm sure they don't need this as well. So on the third story, and as you can see, all the sources are referenced. So, and all the links have been in the description anyway. But if you do want to go and check them out, you can go and see the source and that kind of thing. And again, this is probably one of the biggest stories that have been in the last week or so. Huge news, really. And yeah, unless you've been living under a rock, if you work in SEO or digital marketing, you would have known this already. But I thought it was worth adding. So SearchGPT launches as ChatGPT's real-time search feature. So OpenAI has introduced SearchGPT, a real-time search feature within ChatGPT, enabling users to access up-to-date information from the web, including news and live data with source citation. So yeah, I mean, it's been coming. We knew it's coming, and yeah, really interesting. I've used it a few times, and I'm actually been quite impressed. I've seen screenshots from other people, and I'm sure we'll cover that. Loads of case studies and things that people discover, but so far I've been quite impressed. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens to the market share. And just in case you're wondering, I've highlighted things in yellow on these slides, just things that stood out in the story that maybe that I wanted to highlight, literally. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. And there's a little kind of if you haven't seen it already, you haven't been on ChatGPT, that's how it looks like if you want to search the web. And also in the next screenshot, you see an example of the citations it gives and the sources it gives on a result. So you can see it's quite good. It lists the different, where it's got it from, the day you got it from, and then all the different sources at the bottom. I think it's quite good, to be fair, and it's just launched, so I'm sure it's going to get better. So the next story is story 4, and like I say, on this channel we do like to cover not just news but case studies as well. And someone you should be definitely following on LinkedIn if you're not already is Mark Traphagen, and he noted that 145 times increase in referral traffic from ChatGPT since May, with traffic tripling in the last 2 months, suggesting ChatGPT's growing potential as a significant traffic source, particularly since the launch of SearchGPT. So we'll see how that adds to it. I'm sure it's going to, and I must admit, from my own data, I've seen growth in ChatGPT, also in Perplexity, but we'll see if that changes now because of this launch. Yeah, very interesting. Story 5. Now, this is something I was very interested in, actually. Basically, YouTube, Google, accused of censorship as Joe Rogan's Trump interview nearly impossible to find in search with non-sensible explanation. And this from the New York Post, but Joe Rogan himself has said that it's a bit, Google, YouTube have said that it was just a mistake. It was a really simple, like someone just made an error and it just, by an accident, it was hard to find. But basically what it was is he interviewed Donald Trump. He got 40 million views in like record time, in like 2 days or something. And then you should try to find it, you just couldn't. I even tested it myself and you couldn't, until Joe Rogan kind of complained and they corrected it. But I guess make up your own idea on whether they're being sincere about if it was just a simple mistake or if it was done for other reasons. But I do think why I wanted to add this was I do think that it's been proven in the past that social media companies have interfered into whether it's politically or whatever, and I think that isn't their job. I think they should just free speech, and obviously there's certain things that need to be blocked out for sure, 100%. But when it comes to stuff like this, they haven't got a right to, because they lean one way or the other. It shouldn't be determining what's being shown or what isn't. So I think things like this just there isn't a space for it, unless it's really offensive or doing something illegal. Then obviously it should be removed. But if it's just because you don't agree with it, that's not how it should work on the internet. And yeah, I disagree. So that's my point of view. So on to the next story. Story 6. It was just generally a published article from Google, a 7-piece of AI news that they announced in September. So the Notebook LM enhancements, so an AI-powered research assistant, Notebook LM, now features audio overviews, enabling users to listen to AI-generated discussions based on their uploaded materials. I haven't actually seen that yet, but I have been using the Notebook LM, and it's been really great. Actually, a really cool tool. AI in healthcare. So Google highlights its AI's role in healthcare, including advancements in medical imagery and predictive analytics, aiming to improve patient outcomes and streamline clinical workflows. AI for crisis response. So the company demonstrated AI applications in crisis response, such as using machine learning models to predict and manage natural disasters. And AI in education. So Google introduced AI tools designed to personalize learning experiences, providing tailored educational content and support to students and educators. So obviously, AI, we need to make sure we are using it for great causes and, really important causes. So, things like crisis response, healthcare, education is what we should be using AI for to improve those areas. So, yeah, it's good to see that they're active in this space. The next story. So, AI overviews are going to more places around the world. This was broke by Aleda Solis on LinkedIn. Again, you need to be following her, and also Google themselves, obviously. And so AI overviews in search are coming to more than 100 countries in the world and more languages like Spanish, Portuguese, Indonesian, and Hindi. The largest expansion so far to date. So it's interesting. Story 8. So Google's John Mueller, dismisses Core Web Vitals' impact on rankings. And I guess what I've highlighted is the key message here is they are not significant factors compared to content quality. That's what he was trying to say. And improving these metrics alone is unlikely to noticeably enhance search rankings. So I think most people are aware of that. I think everyone knows in SEO that it's not just one thing usually. You obviously need good content. You obviously need it to work well. You need it to be in the right format and so on and so forth. So I think, I think we know it's a combination of things, but he's just obviously highlighting that. I think some people come out recently say that Core Web Vitals are just not even worth concentrating on. But I think he's saying here that that's not truly what he's saying. He's just saying that, they're not significant factors compared to content quality. Just not they're totally irrelevant. But yeah, it's worth reading that piece. So story 9. Google brings ads to AI overviews. It expands its AI's role in search. So Google is introducing ads directly to its AI-generated summaries in search results, where users in the US will soon see sponsored content embedded alongside organic results for relevant queries. This move allows Google to monetize AI overviews by integrating advertiser content from Google Shopping and search campaigns directly within the summaries. And we knew this was coming. They have to make money. And I think also I've read that people who are using paid ads won't have any control if they show up in these AI views or not. It'll just be continued to run it the way it is in their current setup. But Google will kind of determine whether it's relevant or not to showing these AI views for you. So then if that'll change or not, but I think that's what the case will be. So story 10. Again, another kind of statement from Google. and this was about their maps. So yeah, they've done some enhancements on their Google Maps, and some of the key points were AI-driven inspiration with Gemini. So leveraging the Gemini AI model, Google Maps now offers curated suggestions for activities and destinations based on user preferences and contextual factors like the time of day and weather. This feature provides personalized recommendations to help users discover new places and experiences. I think that could be really cool, because if you are looking for recommendations and it's pouring down a rain, you're not necessarily going to want to do an outdoor activity. And obviously, if they can read that, they only give you indoor kind of activities to do with the kids or whatever. That's obviously going to be a better user experience. There's the immersive view feature has been extended to 150 cities, including Brussels, Kyoto, hopefully I pronounced that right, and Frankfurt. It's a really cool feature, actually. If you use that around London, it's actually quite cool to use. Google Maps has introduced improvements to assist drivers in urban environments. So these include lane guidance with a blue line indicating the correct lane for upcoming turns and detailed visuals of crosswalks, signs, and lane restrictions, which should be useful. I just got a bus lane fine, so a bit late for me, but hopefully it'll help you. Users can now ask specific questions about destinations within Google Maps, such as inquiries about restaurants' atmosphere or parking availability. The AI generates summaries from the user reviews to provide relevant answers, enhancing the decision-making process for users. Well, I guess this highlights just how important reviews are. So if you are a small business or any business that have Google My Business, you should be looking to enhance those profiles. But also it does highlight it could perhaps be manipulated. I think I've read some case studies recently where people are leaving kind of sarcastic reviews of places on Reddit or Yelp or whatever, and Google are taking that as an actual fact, and it's not helping the venue too much. Let's put it that way. So next story. This was from Marie Haynes. Again, you should be following if you don't. And the most interesting takeaways for SEOs on Google's Q3 2024 earnings call. Again, all links in the description, but these are the main points that she pointed out. So they've reduced the cost of AI overviews by 90%. And that was a concern. Generally, the whole AI thing is quite costly. So, yeah, that their stakeholders be happy. So, yeah, people who use AIOs come back to search more often, they claim. So that's interesting. They haven't got much data, I guess, to go off on that yet, but still an interesting one. Project Astra is expected as early as 2025. And as far as I'm aware from my digging, that is a smart assistant that uses AI to understand what's happening around you by listening and seeing. Obviously, some people are going to be concerned by that, but it sounds quite cool. Search revenue up 13% year on year, and 25% of all new code generated at Google is generated by AI. So really, really interesting, actually. Some of those points that was listed. So to the next story. Hopefully you can see I'm rattling through these, but hopefully you can, if you want to learn more, you can go away and read about them. Well, I say all the links in the description, so please feel free to go and do some digging. So yeah, this is NHS in England to trial AI tool to predict risk of fatal heart disease. Obviously, we saw earlier about Google doing stuff in healthcare. And the NHS in England is trialing AI tool called Airy, designed to analyze ECG results to predict patients' risk of heart disease and early death, aiming to enhance early detection and treatment. I mean, anything to help these kind of things is good. So if AI can help with this, then obviously it's a really positive story. Yeah, sorry for some of the things overlapping. Obviously, this wasn't designed on a full screen thing. I know it's being compressed, so there's some overlap, but hopefully you get the gist of it and you can go and read it yourself. So this was all around some Microsoft financial disclosures show how OpenAI is fueling growth and taking a toll on profits. And Mark Zuckerberg explains why he's happy to keep spending boatloads on AI. So obviously we touched upon Google's financials, and this is now from the others. And Microsoft's recent financial disclosures reveal a $13 billion investment in OpenAI, contributing to Azure's rapid growth, but incurring significant quarterly losses of $683 million. Despite the financial hit, Microsoft views the OpenAI partnership as strategically beneficial, expecting AI-driven revenue growth to exceed $10 billion annually, making it one of the fastest growing areas in Microsoft's history. And on the flip side, Meta's Q3 earnings exceeded expectations, with Mark Zuckerberg attributing this success to ongoing AI investments across its platforms. He confirmed that Meta will continue significant spending on AI to capitalize on new opportunities and drive core business. So, mixed results in the market, but I guess all of them are fully committed to the AI development of AI. So that's definitely the case for what we've seen. Story 14. So Google, OpenAI, and Anthropic are all making AI systems that will run your PC for you, doing online tasks like filling out forms, research, and even a spot of shopping. This one really intrigued me. I think, along with what we saw about listening and that kind of thing earlier. So major AI players like Google, OpenAI, and Anthropic are developing computer using agents, also known as CUAs. AI systems that autonomously complete web tasks like filling out forms, research, and online shopping by control and browser interfaces directly. While promising in terms of convenience, these CUAs raise security and accountability concerns, especially if errors or misuse occur, highlighting the need for potential regulation to manage the impact on privacy and cyber security. Yeah, I mean, there's so much that could go wrong here. I mean, it could be really awesome, but if you are filling in something really important like a visa application or or it just goes and spends some of your money and you didn't really want it because it thinks you want it, or you do it regularly, but this time you actually didn't want it. And, then you ask your money back, or you say, oh, well, the AI system did it. It's going to confuse things quite a lot. But I think this is the world we're heading towards. So I guess we're going to have to change the way that we think. But definitely regulations and security needs to be in place before we start rolling this out too much further. So story 15. So introducing the analysis tool in Claude AI. So Anthropic's new analyst tool for Claude allows users to write and execute JavaScript code directly in Claude, making data processing, analysis, and insight generation more dynamic and accurate. So I use Claude quite a lot. So this is quite exciting. I'm not really a coder, but I do it from time to time. And it's cool. I mean, it's a great tool, Claude. So they're doing a lot of good updates at the moment. Story 16. So Google Shopping's getting a big transformation. So obviously we heard about Google Maps and what they're doing with AI. So Google being, busy. And this is from, again, a latest release and Google themselves. So Google has overhauled its shopping platform by integrating advanced AI technologies, including its Gemini models and the comprehensive shopping graph with over 45 billion product listings. This transformation introduces a personalized shopping homepage that offers AI-generated briefs, highlighting key factors and product recommendations tailored to individual preferences. So again, if you're on Google Shopping, this really highlights this You need to be concentrating on making sure those listings are optimized as possible, great imagery, video, that kind of thing, because there's more chance that these AI bots are going to be technologies are going to be able to understand what your product is all about, and obviously it's going to push it more, and things like reviews and making sure the user experience is good on your website and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's all kind of links together, but yeah, it's obviously they're pushing this, and SEO expert Aleda Solis highlighted that this development, noting that the AI-powered Google shopping experience is currently rolling out in the US with plans for broader availability in the near future. So as usual, it starts in the US and then they kind of test it out and see how it goes, and then the rest of the world can get it. The next one. So we have talked on this channel about AI and sustainability and that kind of thing. So that's why we like to cover these kind of stories. So new nuclear clean energy agreement with Kairos Power. So Google has partnered with Kairos Power to develop small modular nuclear reactors, also known as SMRs. I'm learning all the abbreviations today. And aiming to generate up to 500 megawatts of carbon-free energy by 2035 to support its data centers and advance its 24/7 carbon-free energy goal. I mean, obviously it's great, but the only thing that gets me with these things is when they put the targets, that so far in the future, it's 2024, it's 2035. We keep getting figures about how bad the world is in terms of climate and stuff. So it's a shame we can't do these things quicker, but I know obviously it's not easy to do. So I definitely can do it. So I get it. And I think that's that. So yeah, hopefully that's the new format. Hopefully you enjoyed it. All the links in the description. There'll be more to come if you've enjoyed it, but we crammed in a lot there in 28 minutes or however long it is. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. More to come if you have, and yeah, stay tuned, subscribe, because I've got loads of chats coming. We've got the event coming up in December, which would be awesome, and streamed live on LinkedIn and YouTube, and plenty more SEO and AI news too. So yeah, thank you once again, and take care.